Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here with GatheringMagic.com, bringing you a video of one of my favorite formats, and that's Vintage Cube, and I'm super excited to get into this. Now, if I was drafted on my own, for whatever reason, I would just force Storm, but I'm not going to do that. Let's go a different direction. I think I'm going to take Misty Rainforest here. In Cube, it's really interesting, right? Because something like a fetch land might not seem, overtly powerful, especially when you compare it to, potentially something like him, Ritual, Rekindling Phoenix, Gifts Ungiven, even Eternal Witness. But it leaves you the most amount of open, and since there's so many powerful cards, it's pretty easy to kind of like fit Misty into what you're doing as opposed to trying to jam something else in. So I'm going to take Misty Rainforest. There's a Signet, I would take that too. Signets are obviously great. There's power, I would take that, but there's no power. So, obviously, we're getting punished immediately. Yawgmoth's Willshark Petition Turnabout. We could definitely get two of these Chromox too, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to move on. We're going to take the Simic Signet here. It still leaves us open. Courser's like also an okay pick. I wouldn't feel too bad about taking Courser. I could take Abbott, try and force mono red, which I don't hate. Love me some mono red. But we're gonna take the Signet and stay open. But we could take this, hope to get Fast Bond. Courser Fast Bond's really good. It's a combination right there. Alright, what do we got in here? Tropical Island, Sylvan Library, Emrakul the Promised End. Ooh, Emrakul the Promised End's an interesting one. Compulsive Research is good. Scavenging Ooze good. Banishing Light good. I think I'm going to take Emrakul because Emrakul is just kind of a big beater. Big. Hits things, kills things. Dead. Win the game when you cast it. What do we got here? We could take Metalworker. I do like Metalworker. Pairs well with our Signet. Could pair well with Emrakul. Relatively powerful, so I think I'm going to take this Metalworker here. I could also take Edric and hope to get Llanowar Elves or something. Could take Factor Fiction, Batter Skull, but I think we're just going to take Metalworker and try and get a bunch of Signets and power out some biggins. Let's see what we can get out of this. See what we got here. Koth. Oh man, our mono red deck was looking nice. Nice. It's unfortunate we had to pass it. I think I'm going to take Duplicate here. It's basically a removal spell that pairs well with Metalworker, so pretty happy. But yeah, unfortunate that we're passing all these good mono red cards. That's okay. Why would you want to get your opponent dead when you can instead do a lot of nothing? Why would you ever want to do anything? What do we got here? Flooded Strands, not bad. Phantasmal Image, also not bad. Bring to Light, potentially good. I don't really think that's what we're looking for here. So it's either going to be Image or it's going to be Strand. We already have some blue in our deck. I'm not too excited about Image, so I think I'm just going to take the Flooded Strand here, and that'll keep us open. Mindslaver, great card. I'm going to take it over Signet just because I'd rather have a win condition. And there's obviously a bunch of Signets in the cube, and I hope we can pick out a couple other ones. But Mindslaver is a fantastic card. Really good at helping you close games. It looks like we're just gonna try and take our opponent's turn as much as humanly possible. It looks like that's what we're doing. All these cards here kind of suck, not gonna lie. I don't think there's a single thing I want here. I think I might take Braids just because maybe it'll pair well, but rather just take Demon Lord. Demon Lord just a big idiot that can potentially draw us a bunch of cards. Still, I'm not really excited about any of these at all. Could take Daze. It's just kind of cute more than anything else. Let's see what we got here. Marsh Flats, Temple Garden, Sylvan Caryatid. None of these are great. None of these are great at all. I think I'm going to take this Flats, maybe. We'll just kind of keep us open. Sylvan Caryatid also might be okay. Don't mind taking that. Chromox here. I don't know if we're going to get too much use out of a Chromox, that's for sure, but our Storm deck would have been not quite there. Would have gotten Dark Petition and then wheeled the Turnabout of the Seething Song. Not ideal. Awakening Zone's not terrible. Actually might be okay here. Gives us just a ton of time. Chromox kind of sucks in our deck. I guess I'll take Stomping Ground. Have Misty Rainforest to go search it up. Maybe we want to splash something down the road. That gives us the option to. I do like taking Edric here. Edric is kind of a good card. Heartbeat could potentially be an easy Heartbeat deck. Nature's Claim is awesome. Museum Mortars is a card that I wouldn't mind playing in my deck. So we have like some things coming together. Not an ideal amount, but Heartbeat, we want to make sure that we're going way over the top. And Mindslaver and Emrakul's pretty good to go over the top with. So let's try and make sure that maybe we pick up another biggin to be able to just easily win. Alright. No power. Unlucky, to say the least. Thirst for Knowledge. Pretty good draw card. Joraga Treespeaker, also pretty good. I think we're going to take Joraga here. Kind of fits into our ramp theme a little bit. Just a good card in general. Maybe we'll wheel the Thirst. Thirst is generally not a high pick card. So I think I'm gonna take this Joraga Treespeaker here. Avenger of Zendikar. Fantastic card. Really big way to go way over the top. We do have Basalt Monolith here too, as well. But I think we just want a bunch of ways to kind of win the game. And we don't want to pass too much here. Other cards that I'm interested in are Kitchen Finks, Frantic Search, Basalt Monolith, Sacro Tribe Elder. We're going to take the Avenger here, though. Now we're like starting to close up on our ways to win the game. We do want at least a few ways to win. Hopefully we can pick up a few more artifacts to make this Metalworker work, but we do have basically an entire 2 packs to work with. Pick up a bunch of extra signets. I don't even mind, even if we just become kind of a green ramp deck, that might be okay. We'll see what we get here. Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger, that's awesome. That's basically what we're looking for here. It's a card that goes way over the top, wins the game on the spot. We get to ramp into it with a bunch of different ways. Basically beats everything. Wormcoil Engine, awesome. Card that I would definitely hope wheels. Probably not. We're definitely taking this Ulamog. Now Coalition Relic is awesome. It's a great card that pairs well with our Metalworker. So it's definitely going to be the kind of card I'm looking for. Elvish Mystic passing is going to be kind of sad. Garruk Wildspeaker kind of passing is going to be a little sad. Actually, it might be right to just take Garruk, now that I think about it. Without the art, it doesn't look as appealing. Coalition Relic does pair well with Metalworker, but Heartbeat plus Garruk Wildspeaker, or even Garruk Wildspeaker plus Avengers is going to be a fantastic combination. Get Finhorn Elves here. I think we might just move away from the Metalworker aspect of the deck. Just start putting in a bunch of fatty boom booms. Boros Signet's kind of nice, but we already have the Stomping Ground, so I think I'm going to take this Atarka, and that's going to be it for my top end is, Avenger, Ulamog, Emrakul, Atarka. Which I think is a pretty good top end. All these cards basically win the game. Maybe we'll get lucky and pick up Natural Order somewhere down the road. That would be nice, but I think we're not going to be on this plan of artifacts. Mindslaver's still like an okay card, but let's see if we can pick up a few more little idiots. Opposition is actually awesome, potentially, especially with Awakening Zone. This card could be way over the top. Ashiok is insane, absolutely insane, and if this wasn't this pack, I would probably take it. But Ulamog, also great, but we're going to take Opposition here, and I'm going to be an Opposition deck for sure. So get this Mystic Snake here, pairs well. We have Awakening Zone, so we have at least, one group here. I'm going to take Raging Ravine. Pairs well with our Mortars and our Atarka. Means our splash is like a little bit easier to manage. Bonfire is like a good card, but I don't think it's really what we're looking for here. I think we just want to be an Opposition deck, so at this point we're just looking for more Mana Dorks. We have passed a couple. I think we passed one already. Basalt Monolith, Trigon Predator. We already take Trigon Predator because, as I said, we're moving away from the Metalworker idea and more towards the creature plan, and Trigon helps us do that. And Opposition is a fantastic card. Oh, we even have Awakening Zone, too. So we can tap our opponent out, then use this for mana. That's awesome. This deck's kind of looking a little cool. Need a few more early creatures, for sure. We want as many cheap creatures as we can with Opposition. We want potentially things like Peema, Nallor, creatures that really come into play, make a bunch of idiots, so we can make the most use out of our opposition. I think we passed Tropical Island, potentially Breeding Pool, so hopefully we didn't. Hopefully we get one of them back. We want to make our mana as good as possible. And this is looking pretty good so far. Looking pretty good so far. I like Verder's Gearhulk. If we're playing a kind of medium creature deck, Verder's Gearhulk is going to be just a really powerful card. Pairs well with Awakening Zone. Pairs well with Awakening Zone and Edric. So I think I'm going to take Gearhulk here. Gearhulk is a nice little pickup, I think. I guess none of these cards are really exciting. We could take Elspeth here and potentially try and splash double white to make a bunch of tokens for opposition. That's possible. Not great, but it is possible. So I am going to take Elspeth, and we'll keep an eye out, see if we can pick up some white sources. Not like this, but see if we can pick up some white sources. That's for sure. Hostage Taker is an awesome card. If we can splash black, Hostage Taker would be a card that I don't mind having. And Sword of War and Peace is not a bad last card. Not a bad last card. I think we're going to take Shardless Agent here. Shardless Agent is awesome. Deathrite Shaman, also awesome here. Great at fixing our mana. Or a Mana Dork. I'm going to take this actually over the Shardless Agent. Shardless Agent is very likely to wheel. Very likely. So I'm going to take this. No power, unfortunately, for me. Very unlucky, to say the least. Mirari's Wake, actually awesome. Actually awesome. Pairs really well with a lot of what we're doing. But I'm going to take Noble Hierarch here. We do want as many idiots as we can. Bayou would be a nice card to come back, potentially, to make use out of our Deathrite Shaman. But Mirari's Wake, Terastodon, cards that I do want. Ugin I wouldn't mind having. Mana Lake I wouldn't mind having. But I think this is going to start locking up the things that we're going to do in the early game. Which basically we want to do. Rishkar, actually really awesome in this deck, I think. Wall of Roots is okay, but I think Rishkar is better. Want to just make the most use out of everything that we have, and I like that. We do see Strip Mine, but we don't really want to play Strip Mine here. Wall of Roots is not bad. We could Palinchron plus Heartbeat of Spring for infinite mana, but we don't have any Storm, nothing really to combo with it, so let's go ahead and take Rishkar here. Jade Light Ranger is kind of cool. I like Garruk Primal Hunter because it's just a way to make a bunch of tokens. So I think we're going to go with that. Jade Light Ranger is kind of cool, though. It's not really what we're looking for. This is a pretty solid deck. If I had to register this, I'd be mostly happy with it. Heartbeat's a little We want to upgrade this to Mirari's Wake, so we don't want our opponent to also have the same option. Probably not going to play Elspeth. Probably not. Didn't see any Temple Gardens. Did see Razor Roach Thicket, but that's not really what we're looking for. We really want, the Savannah Temple Garden, stuff we can fetch. We do have one Flooded Strand, but Flooded Strand's not really going to be enough. Ooh. Oh, man. Mystic Confluence, Umazawa's Jite, Worn Power Stone, Fate's Fetters, Pelucranos. These are a lot of really good cards. I think I'm going to take Mystic Confluence here, just because it's a beating of a card. No matter what way we're using it, but oh man, passing Jit is not really where I want to be. Maybe it's right just to take Jit. So the question is, do we think we're going to be more worried about a control deck, or if we're going to be more worried about creature decks? And this just wins the game. Basically just wins the game. But Mystic Confluence is a beating. This card's so good. So good in Cube. I'm just going to take Mystic Confluence. That card is just unbelievable. I don't think we're going to be playing Heartbeat. Hopefully we can get back Mirari's Wake. I doubt it. Very much doubt it. But I'll absolutely play a Plains. Just a singular Plains. And just hope that's going to be good enough between Caryatid, Noble Hierarch, Deathrite, Flooded Strand. Because that card's real good. It's going to be real good in our deck, especially with Awakening Zone. I almost wish I took it, but I'm happy with the path we went. Ooh, Armageddon. Armageddon's actually really interesting. I don't think I'm going to take it, but it is very interesting. I'm going to take Hangerback Walker here. It's something we can play on too. It's something that's going to pair well with opposition. But Armageddon's actually really interesting because we have the ability to tap our opponent down of everything and just, get in every turn. Sword of Body and Mind is a beating as well, but I'm going to take Hangerback. something to do on turn 2 a lot. Can pump it up, and if it dies, then it just pairs well with opposition. Also, combos with Verdurous Gearhulk. You know, put a bunch of counters on our Hangerback Walker attack, and you know they kill it. It doesn't matter. So let's see. Will we be lucky enough to get the Wake? We found birds, but I don't think we need it. Breeding Pool's nice. Savannah's nice. So the question is, do we want to take Savannah and hope we get Mirari's Wake? Or do we want to take Breeding Pool and just be safe? And I think I'm just going to take Breeding Pool and be safe. I think I'm just going to be safe. Yeah. Not really excited about any of these cards. I could take a Signet, but I don't think we really need that. I could take Probe. Probe's kind of cool. Nykthos, can we really make use out of that? I think we might be able to, actually. I think we actually might be able to. So I'm going to take this Nykthos here because of the potential. Shardless Agent, nice. It's really another card I was looking for. I don't really mind passing Den Protector. It's not very exciting. Ooh, we did get Wake. Oh, so unfortunate. I'm going to take Wake, and I am gonna probably play Plains for it, but obviously regretting not taking Savannah now, just a tiny bit. Just a tiny incy bit. Ooh, Benelish Marshal combos with our Awakening Zone. Not ideal though. Not ideal. So let's take this Blink of an Eye because we might wanna make use out of that at some point. Oh, and we got the Jetpack. Jeez. All right. Well, this kind of came together. The question is, are we going to play 15 lands? We don't have a Mox. Oh, and we got Armageddon for the sideboard too. Wow. All right. Well, we definitely had a lot of things really come together. The only thing that I regret is not taking the Savannah in the hopes that Wake came back. I didn't think it was going to come back. Definitely a little taken aback from that. We're going to play one Plains, though. It means we're probably not going to play this Nykthos. Oh, that Savannah would have been nice. 2 lands to get it, too. Do we want to play 15 lands? I think that's the real question. We do have a lot of mana. Sundering Titan's a nice little thing, too. We do have a lot of mana. We do have enough mana that playing 10 lands actually might not be completely unreasonable. It's possible that we're just not going to play Ulamog at all. We just not play Ulamog. We don't really have a ramp. We just have a bunch of idiots. Or we want our idiots to pair well with opposition. Ooh, a swamp. What does it want a swamp for? Oh, for Deathrite Shaman, I see. We don't need a mountain either. We do need a plains. I think 2 plains is probably more than enough. So we probably just want 4 islands here, just so we can make sure that we cast all our blue stuff. And I think this is a fine deck. I'm okay with where this is going. Mizzy Mortars is obviously great. We do have Raging Ravine and Stomping Ground, and we do have at least one way to fetch it. Do have, Deathrite Shaman or Sylvan Caryatid potentially to help filter a little bit, but it is only 1 card, so you don't really need it that much. And I think this is probably going to be good enough. And I'm pretty excited to play this deck, and I hope it plays out well. But I'll be back in just a little bit for round number 1 then. Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here. Yeah, keeping maybe a tiny bit of a loose one, just a tiny bit, but do have a lot of good stuff going on. Do have 2 mana dorks, not just 1. We do have Shardless Agent, so if we draw a land, we'll be in a good spot. Be able to cast a Shardless Agent on turn 2, that would be nice. Alright, well, this is still an okay position to be in. We are going to get to play a on the play turn 3 opposition. It's going to be pretty good to say the least. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing that. So hopefully we don't get discarded here. Lotus Bloom, okay. Well, Lotus Bloom is a nice one, but we're going to go ahead and just jam this opposition in. Alright. Now if we draw a land, we're going to get to go ahead and cast this Shardless Agent for basically free. Their opponent just doesn't have a lot of removal here. Looks like they're just passing. That's kind of nice. So I'm going to go ahead and cast the Shardless Agent. Alright, well, that's an unfortunate set of cards. All of those cards, especially the Awakening Zone, I would have loved to have. Alright, let's use this Deathrite Shaman and this Shardless Agent to tap our opponent down a little bit. This is still fine. Let's go ahead and tap this Swamp. Tap this Mountain. Alright, let's start making use out of this opposition. If it was a Jite in play as well, which is kind of nice, which means we can actually start attacking. Ooh, well, I'm going to play this Treespeaker here. So let's get in with this Deathrite Shaman. And in the upkeep, we can tap this Lotus Bloom, tap an island, kill this Noble Hierarch. Yeah, our opponent's just going to have to block here because it's just dead anyway. And now it really doesn't matter what we do. We're in a pretty good spot here. I'm probably going to tap the Swamp here, to be honest. And the reason I'm going to tap the Swamp is so we don't get, like, Damnation. And this is why Opposition is a messed up Magic card. Pentad Prism. Okay. So our opponent's probably playing Storm here. Oh, Edric is really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and keep getting in with our Deathrite Shaman here. We have a bunch of ways to tap our opponent. Let's +2/+2. 4, 6. Alright. Let's go ahead and draw. Hopefully I draw land, but I don't really think it matters at this point. Mirari's Wake. It's not bad. Just gonna go ahead and keep tapping our opponent out of all their black sources. We're just going to keep doing this over and over again until eventually our opponent dies. I think at this point we don't really need to cast anything else. It's possible that I should have cast Trigon Predator instead of Edric, but I really wanted to try and spike a land so I could stop using my Noble Hierarch for mana. Okay, your Hierarch is alive again. Now it's dead. Alright, cool. That is basically what I was looking for here. I don't want to show our opponent that we have Mirari's Wake in our deck, so I'm just going to go ahead and cast this pre-combat. It doesn't really matter. Now we just have a bunch of ways to, put pressure on our opponent with this Deathrite Shaman and tap our opponent out. And the next turn we could start attacking with Trigon Predator instead and destroying the Lotus Bloom in the Pentad Prism. So we're in a very good spot here, and it looks like I'm pretty sure our opponent is playing Storm. So we do want to obviously make sure that we don't do anything too crazy. Oh yeah, opposition. Oh, so good. So good. I think our opponent here is pretty dead. I think they're just dead on board, actually. But that was kind of nice. That was a good feeling. That was a nice opposition deck. I don't really think there's anything crazy I want to do here. It's possible that because we know our opponent's playing Storm, I want to Mindslaver over Emrakul. But I think we're more likely to cast Emrakul than we are to cast and activate Mindslaver. I don't really think there's anything else I want to do. Maybe I want to Armageddon my opponent. My opponent does seem like they need a bunch of mana in play to really make use out of everything. I'm okay with where we are. I think I'm okay with where we're at. This is a pretty fine place to be in. I actually should board in this Nature's Claim. That is a mistake. I definitely should have boarded in Nature's Claim. This is not very good. I think if I had a opposition instead of one of the forests, I think I would keep this hand. Awakening Zone plus opposition is nice. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and keep this Flooded Strand here. Give this, could also get Breeding Pool, depending on how things go out, but I think with Mirari's Wake in hand, I think I am going to go ahead and get my planes here. Augur, Obolus. What you got? Mind Twist? Ugh. Ugh. That's gross. Alright, let's try and get this Mirari's Wake down as fast as possible then. Alright, no Black Source just yet. Mana Crypt though. Playing Mana Crypt here seems a little loose. That's just me though. Missing the attack, potentially also loose, unless our opponent has like Gifts Ungiven here. Gosh, okay. I guess that makes sense now why the Mana Crypt was played. I think they're looking for a black source so they can make us discard our entire hand. They lost the flip. Very unlucky. Don't have Swamp. Don't have Swamp. Don't have Swamp. I don't care if I lose Hangerback, Gearhulk. I just want to get this Mirari's Wake into play as soon as possible. Search for Tomorrow. Rats. Rats. Am I getting Mind Twisted for 2? That's the real question. Luckily, unless I just discard the Forest in the Hangerback Walker and don't draw land. Cabal Ritual. Okay, so I'm getting Mind Twisted for 3. Alright, that's unlucky. Alright, well I kept the Wake, so if I draw a land here, that'd be kind of nice. At least. Ooh, cool. Alright, and I get to destroy this Mana Crypt here, so that's kind of cool. Alright, well we lost our Verdus Gearhulk, which also would have been a good keep there. Mirari's Wake is nice, though. Alright, Raging Ravine. Don't really have anything else to do here. Hope we draw like a non-opposition payoff. Drawing a Edric there would have been real nice. Real nice. Well, we don't have a Swamp in our deck to use with Deathrite Shaman, so we can only gain life with it. But I can exile land to activate this Raging Ravine, and that would put our opponent dead, force them to block. Evoke Moldrifter. Ooh, that's not good. That's not ideal. Can't imagine that's good. Our opponent is gonna have to block with Augur. They're gonna get their Lotus Bloom, and we just have to hope that we're gonna live. Alright, well I guess I'm going to play this Caryatid. Let's exile this Strand for a red mana. No. I didn't mean to do it that way. Alright, 3/4, activate. Oh, that was close. Almost messed that one up. Our opponent here is going to have to block with Augur, and we're just going to have to hope that we are not dead. Just going to have to hope that we're not dead. Might be possible. And if we are, we are. Not really too much I can do about it. Played the game to the best of my ability and did everything that I could. So now we have to see if we're exactly dead. I think just putting our opponent dead on board was better than, you know, using this to try and get 2 life. Because I think if we die by tendrils, we're just going to die by a lot, not by a little, you know. But if we die by exactly 1, I'll obviously regret. Always in hindsight, you know what the right play is. It's easier. Alright, so our opponent didn't do anything. So that's interesting. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and see if our opponent lets us attack. We are going to attack with everyone. So if they have a bounce spell, they have to have multiple bounce spells. If they're like Mystic Confluence here. Actually, speaking of Mystic Confluence, I probably shouldn't have tapped this so I could recast Trigon Predator. What is this? Is this Sphinx's Revelation? I think it is. I think my opponent had Sphinx Revelations. They should have just fetched. I guess it doesn't matter, right? They're still dead anyway. Alright. Alright. Our opponent didn't really get to do much that game. They had a cool Storm deck, just didn't really come together. So we'll be back in just a little bit for Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here, back with match number 2 of our Vintage Cube League, and this is a kind of a nice one. Do have a turn 2 Shardless Agent. Do hope I draw exactly opposition so I can get that going as soon as possible. Would also be nice to draw Awakening Zone as well. Oh no, discard spell? Oh, okay, Birds of Paradise, that's fine. Alright. Land, not ideal. That's okay. Shardless Agent will get us there. Time Walk? Okay. I don't know why our opponent wanted to Time Walk there. It has to be a Ashiok or something now, right? I'm not sure what it could possibly be. Just seems loose. Ravenous Chupacabra. Okay, you got me. Yeah, you got me. You Time Walked to land drop and kill my Noble Hierarch. I am God. Now, my opponent plays Tamiyo. That's pretty good. Natural Order for Progenitus. Okay. Well, I guess the Time Walk is pretty good. Oh, alright. We're dead. We're just dead to this Progenitus. That was a lot of fun. Oh god. Alright, that's unfortunate. Let's run it back. Oh. Alright, that's good to know then. It's good to know. we died to Progenitus. Time Walk and a Chupacabra into Progenitus. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of what our opponent did. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Alright, the good old turn 2 Mana Dork. Bitter Blossom. Okay, that's a card that I can beat pretty easily. Alright, we're doing a lot of mana stuff. We're going to level this up too. Edric. Ooh, that is a good combo right there. All right, what do we have here? So, what can I do? I think the first thing I'm going to do is level this up. Then let's untap these two. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we don't have enough to do Avenger just yet. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and play Gearhulk here. Put some counters on my creatures. 2 on the Gearhulk, so it's as big as possible. Do I want to attack with this for 3 or not? And I think I do. Don't think leveling it up does anything here, so we're just going to go ahead and attack. So I don't think our opponent's going to block, so we're going to get them down to 15, basically. And then next turn, if we want to, we can ultimate our Garruk and attack for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, our opponent's also an opposition deck. That's awesome. All right. You got it. Sure. Let's go ahead and play this Edric here. Let's make a 3/3 green beast. Start overwhelming, but opposition is a good one. So our opponent has the better opposition deck because they have Bitter Blossom and they have Natural Order. So those make their deck slightly better than ours. Yep, you got it. And we're gonna get all our creatures tapped, which is fine. Opponent's on that 14-turn clock. I'd like to draw a land here so I could play Avenger, because then we can overwhelm. Yeah, because then we can overwhelm them. Right, and now any land we draw is going to be great. We can also ultimate Garruk here, I think, and Garruk is pretty likely to help us win the game. So now we have to see what our opponent's going to do. Our opponent can now, like, not try to use opposition, but that seems potentially devastating. They could birds here. They have birds here, so they have the second green source. So if they have Natural Order and Progenitus is still in their deck, they could get rid of this Birds of Paradise for Progenitus. That kills us in 2 turns, but this Garruk is going to just win us the game immediately, more or less. Yeah. Ooh. Well, we're trying to land the turn after. Ooh, and a fetch land. All right, well, that's awesome. Garruk is going to help us beat Bitter Blossom plus opposition, because we can just literally ultimate, turn everything sideways, and Bitter Blossom will finish them off regardless of how they block. The trample is obviously hyper relevant. So I think we're just going to submit again. Zojit's going to be pretty good. Mortars is actually going to be pretty good. All right, this hand's pretty okay. Obviously not super ideal. Alright, our opponent doesn't have a turn 1 play, and we have fetch lands and islands in our deck, so we have the ability to turn to this Edric boy, and I think I am going to do that. Edric into Joraga into Hangerback Walker is going to be great. Ooh. Bitter Blossom is obviously a fantastic card here as well. Our opponent drew Overgrown Tomb in the wrong side. Sword of Body and Mind. Okay, that's pretty bad for me, to say the least. Pretty bad, to say the least. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and attack for 3 here. Did I board a Nature's Claim? I don't think I did. Oh, that was really dumb of me. Alright, I'm going to play Treespeaker here, I think, and then level it up. But I should have had Nature's Claim in anyway, because it's good against opposition in Bitter Blossom. I just kind of forgot about it. Freebooter, oh no. Oh no. I guess I could have boarded in Blink. That would have been nice. Sword of War and Peace doesn't do anything, but yeah, I definitely should have boarded in the Nature's Claim. That was a huge punt on my part. Yeah, this is an unfortunate series of events that I'm going to be in a lot of trouble unless I draw exactly opposition here. That's unfortunate. Oh no. Oh, that's so brutal. I think we're just dead here, actually. I don't think I have any outs. Well, that was kind of a close game. Yeah, I just do not have any outs to this sort of body in mind. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we're going to draw planes. Yeah, we're just very dead. Alright, that's unfortunate, but we'll be back for a little bit. Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here with GatheringMagic.com, here for match number 3. Unfortunately, my audio got a little messed up, so we're going to have to go through this nice and slow. So I kept a hand here of Noble Hierarchs, mixing with Shardless Sage and a couple lands. Pretty good. Can't really be too upset with that. Our opponent leads off with Mox Sapphire here and a Soul Ring. Pretty good. Pretty good to say the least here. Watergrave, obviously really nice. And our opponent has a Metalworker, which is very good for us. I'm basically going to fetch here because I want to make sure, with a bunch of mana sources in our deck, that we eat as many of them as possible. So don't actually have to draw into any. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Shardless Agent here, see if we can spike something pretty good. We do. Spike exactly Mizzium Mortars. Mizzium Mortars on Metalworkers, definitely one of the best ways that we could approach that. So we go ahead and pass it on to our opponent in their next turn. They do something here that's pretty nuts. Golgari Signet into Jace the Mind Sculptor, Fate Seal themselves, just draw another land, so my only option is to play Signet, attack Jace the Mind Sculptor, and kind of pass on here. So really I'm hoping to draw something like Opposition. Opposition would be fantastic for me to draw here. Planeswalker, like either of the Garruks, would be very good to draw here off the top of my deck. So there's really nothing else for me to do but kind of just put everything into play. Hope our opponent Jace kind of bricks just a tiny bit. But it looks like it doesn't. Noxious Gearhulk is going to eat my Shardless Agent. Elvish Mystic to kind of follow up here. Hangerback Walker's kind of a nice one. Means that I can play a pretty big creature, and now I have the ability that if I draw the 5 mana Garruk that's in my deck, I can play it, activate Hangerback Walker, minus draw 4 cards and be really far ahead. We're going to take 5 here and be not in a great spot, and Sundering Titan here is basically going to lock things up for our opponent. There's really no outs for me after this. I'm going to lose a Breeding Pool, a Stomping Ground, and a Forest, and my opponent's going to lose Watery Grave. So I'm going to have Noble Hierarch, Forest, Simic Signet, Island in my hand versus Jace, Sundering Titan, Noxious Gearhulk, and that is pretty much going to wrap it up, and there's not really going to be too many outs. Our opponent can, Jace, bounce our Hangerback Walker, whatever, and, they also know the card in their hand and the card on top of their deck at least, so pretty bad. So we're going to go ahead and get out of this and go and check out game number 2, which was unfortunately also a loss, as you were able to see, but I definitely want to still go through it anyway. So unfortunately our first couple of hands are strictly unplayable, so we are going to have to mulligan to 5. Edric here, not great, so we really want to land. If this was another mana dork besides Deathrite Shaman, I certainly would have kept the Edric. And our opponent still has another turn 1 Soul Ring, but Simic Signet, still not really, our opponent's not really doing anything. Treespeaker, fine draw here, at least could potentially open us up in a couple turns to Shardless Agent or Gearhulk, but a Commit to Memory kind of stops that play. Tezzeret is going to be really nice here to put something into play, but only Signet with Shardless Agent's pretty good. And Finhorn Elves, gonna have to hope that we can survive for a turn, and so we can cast Shardless Agent here. But Acidic Slime is just going to eat our Breeding Pool here, and that's not really going to leave us with too many options, and that's going to do it unfortunately for this match, and we kind of got blown out. Our opponent's deck was definitely very, very good, and they had pretty much everything that they could have ever wanted for this kind of archetype. A lot of really good interaction spells, powerful Planeswalkers, ways to win the game. So this is pretty unfortunate. I did really like the deck, so we can go ahead and look at the deck again. I was really happy with how this came out. Opposition's pretty good. Awakening Zone obviously pairs well. Mirari's Awake pairs well with it. Mystic Confluence is obviously a fantastic card if we were able to make use out of it. And I did like that our top end was Emrakul, which, with a lot of what we have going on here, it's possible that Emrakul could cost a lot less. But if I did have a top end that that's the top end that I want. It's pretty likely that I should have played Nature's Claim over the Emrakul. That's possible, or Blink of an Eye, so I had a cheap way to interact and just kept Dragonlord Atarka and Avenger as my top end. But I do like the way that Emrakul kind of interacts with a lot of what's going on in the format. But I think if I had to run it back, I would probably play Blink of an Eye over Emrakul. We really needed a way to deal with permanence, and we didn't really have too many ways. Didn't have like a Kozilek Pride Mage or a Reclamation Sage or Thrashing Bronodon. So I think it was even more important to put something in the deck that gave me the interaction. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch everyone next time.